All right, we ballin'. Just setting up this real quick. Click this button here. Alrighty. I just absolutely love this song. All right, let me check a couple things on my end before we get started. Don't want any mishaps on the audio like last couple times. It's looking good. Alrighty, I think we're gonna start. So today we got. So today's probably gonna be a little boring to watch. I apologize in advance for you people in the future who are gonna watch this video. We're gonna do some gambling today. I have done the math. I've crunched the numbers, and I've determined that I do need a weapon. So we're gonna be doing gambling on the whatever Macchiato's weapon is called, bitter candy. I think that's what it's called. We're gonna gamble on that. I'm gonna burn a ton of keys and whatever else to hit 50 on the account and level up a bunch of characters, hit that next breakpoint. Oh, and then after that, I think we're gonna do some testing because I need to check some things on Macchiato before I publish. I think I am gonna do a guide. I figured that it would be flooded with guides, but I didn't really see any good ones. Maybe wait another day to see if anyone else comes out with one, because I really don't want to just like step on other people's feet. But if no one's gonna do a good guide, then I don't, I have no choice but to step it up. Alrighty, so where are we at? Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty boring first half of the video. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be doing a lot of not actual combat stuff, but then we're gonna take some characters, and I gotta do testing. I want to test some things on Macchiato, specifically a couple abilities. I want to test like the interaction of stability. The second half of her passive here, where you ignore stability. I want to check a couple things on that. Then I also have to check a couple things on Tololo. So, and I want to check how Sumi and Macchiato interact with a couple of their abilities. So that's what's going to be the majority of this video on the second half. But first half, first half is just going to be, well, we'll start with the gambling right away. So I did the thinking. I put my brain cap on, and we're going to go to, I really hope we don't go another 40 pulls, but it'd be nice to get lucky. But we're gonna try and get a weapon out of this, and then that will determine what weapon I grab from the shop, because I have enough of the what are these things called? Training posts, redundant pieces. I have enough redundant pieces to grab one of these weapons, which I'm leaning towards one of the ARs. But we're gonna see what happens when I gamble on the weapon here. So let's do this. Oh, look at that. Boom. Right off the bat. You love to see it. Now let's just cross our fingers. Let's hope it's not the 25% chance. Ah, look at that. The streamer luck is real. Thank you, Jesus. This makes up for the abysmal well, I wouldn't even say abysmal. This game's been pretty good to me as far as gambling. I know it's the exact same system that they use in like other games like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact, but I've been pretty good. It's been pretty solid to me. So yeah, woof. Bittersweet caramel. That's what it's called, not bitter candy. Oh, even a 4-star. So hell yeah, now we're set. This way, now maybe if I really like using Macchiato in the future when she does her rerun, I'll grab her her first segment. Ooh, man, that feels good. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real, guys. That feels real good. So the reason this weapon's kind of nice is I went over this in the other stream, but it's got some pretty crazy stats on it, and obviously it's tailored towards her. So this 10% freeze damage, it's not a ton different than Samosek, which is the other one you can buy off the store. So whatever, it's Mosin's. You can look it up yourself. It's not a ton different than that. Like it's Samosek's similar ability here, but this one has a different trait, which is interesting. It's essentially 20% defense ignore because she inflicts freeze debuffs, and if you're using her correctly with a proper teammate like Sumi, you'll probably be inflicting the other or the freeze debuff, so you'll get another 10%. So it'll be 20% defense ignore, and then if you have somebody on the team that applies defense down too, that's 50% defense ignore. And that, don't quote me on the math, but I want to say that comes to about a 15% damage increase. I have to look at the chart again. You know what? I won't do it. Get too distracted, but let's just say it's about a 15% damage increase. So that'll be nice. And then obviously the more defense shred you get in the team, the better it gets. So, and it looks cool. You know, that's really what it's about. I mean, I know people don't like some of these like futuristic looking weapons. They like the classic ugly ass ones with the wood finish. I ain't into that. I really like the way this one looks. So, well, the first thing we got to do is enhance this guy to, well, let's burn to that one. Oh man, that feels good. I'm gonna be real, guys. That feels real good. So that means I can come to the shop here. I can use my, what are these called again? Redundant piece. Like using my redundant pieces. I'm trying really hard to use the proper names so people don't get confused. Because nothing's more infuriating than watching a video. People just like calling things randomly and you have no idea what they're talking about. But I don't. So the only person, I mean, I have Vepli. I mean, everybody has Vepli. But I don't feel that her shotgun's really needed. It's got an interesting ability on it, but to be honest, since we just had the event with Ulrit and you got the calibration rate 6, was it the M90 super or whatever it was? It's like that's a pretty good weapon for her as well. Or, you know, and same thing with Lada, you can just use the shotgun. And to be honest, Vepli and Lada are not like, I'm not super hyped on those units. So, I mean, they're good units, don't get me wrong. I'm thinking about doing a guide on Vepli, but I don't plan on giving them the waifu treatment of like all the premium stuff. I don't have anybody that uses machine guns right now. This is on my radar for Paritia, but I don't have Paritia, and I have no idea how long it's going to be. Same thing with this. I don't have Spas 12, so... Or, I'm sorry, Sabrina. I don't have Sabrina. Don't really care. But I do have Tololo. Now, the question is, if I grab Tololos, it's... So these are similar. So let's talk about the special effect. This one's just like generically better, right? It's just 10% damage all the time. That works on everybody, right? That's just solid baseline good. The second half of the ability is that support attacks get bonus damage. Well, Tolo is like one of the very few characters that have 0 support attacks, so she will never benefit from this second half. So then when we look at the traits are very similar between the two weapons. There's one tiny difference. If you read it carefully, it says, if this unit has full HP at the end of the action, you get a buff. And this one's at the beginning of the action. If the unit has full HP at the start of the action, they gain, and it's specifically an attack buff, which I don't really know exactly what those qualify as. I'm going to guess it's the typical ones like attack, crit damage, but I don't know the exhaustive list of like what other things are part of that attack buff list. So this one's at the beginning of the action as opposed to the end of the action. And then this is a little weird, right? Whenever you make a kill or you take an extra action, your damage goes up by 10%. So, I'm sorry, by 4%, but it stacks 5 times to over a total of 20. So you have to get a kill and take an well, just take an extra turn at the very beginning of battle, so that's fine. Just got to get at least one kill, and then it's at 8% damage, which is a teeny bit less than Golden Melody. So you have to actually either take 2 extra turns, which takes a while to build up, or get 2 kills pretty early in the match to get the 12% before it starts outperforming Golden Melody. Now, when it does get to 5 stacks, you get this cool movement bonus. So it's really nice in the missions where they go real long, like Gunsmoke Frontline will be one of them. It's not released just yet, but it will be. I think it opens up tomorrow. But it'll be nice because some of those missions go to like... That one I think goes to 8 rounds, but like Peak Value Assessment, those ones go to 15. And there's a couple other things that go real long, so if you can get this thing charged up, it outperforms, but problem is getting it charged up, whereas this one's just like baseline good all the time, even if she doesn't get the support attacks. So I'm leaning towards this one. I could actually, yeah, the imprinted skills, like whatever. So this could also be used on Groza too. I think we're gonna grab a Golden Melody. I don't need a Samusek now because now I have Arcana for Nemesis and I have Macchiato's signature weapon, so I'm good there. Sorry, Mozen. You're just gonna have to wait to get yours or borrow somebody else's in the meantime. So yeah, I think we're going with Golden Melody. I don't see any reason. Yep, that's my final answer. Okay, so now we got 2 5-star weapons. These are a big damage boost. The stats that you gain from these are not to be underestimated. So let's start. I gotta get to, I think I'm only a teeny tiny bit into 49, so we're gonna burn quite, yeah, I'm only like 200 in. So we're gonna have to burn quite a few keys to get to 50, but that's fine because we will need it. Because getting all the characters to level 50 is gonna be, it's gonna dip into the resources. I want to say it's 100 and from 45 to let's just look so we can do some math here so I can kind of calculate. So from 45 to 50 it'll be 125,000 per character. I think okay, so there's a couple characters that still need to go from 40 to 50. That's 200,000. So at the very least tonight, I would like to get Macchiato, Nemesis, and Tololo to 50, and Sumi. So that's 4 characters to 50. So that would be, so I need 400,000. So, and then I have 2 new weapons I got to level. So we're just gonna click this a bunch. 1, 2. We'll do that. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Not sure if anyone else has been paying attention to Twitter, but they posted a whole bunch of new events that are like slated to be in the month of January. What do we got here? We got something called Endless Projection, which I haven't really looked into. They gave like a really vague summary of it. What else we got? We got some ×2 bonuses on some collection materials. We got another one of those events where they give you like free intel. So we're almost at 400,000. So a couple of cool things going on in January here. I don't know what this Elmo Wishing Well event that they have posted is. It's on the Twitter account. Yeah, it's on the official Twitter account, I'm pretty sure. But it just says, fulfill the doll wishes to be rewarded with development materials and collapse pieces. So I say whatever that's supposed to mean. We're gonna need a fucking ton of these because I got 2 new weapons I want to level. Let's get to that. All right, for the day. I'm still doing that, by the way. those who never paid attention to my other videos, like my beginner's guide, I'm still, oh my goodness, I can't do it from that menu. I'm still buying 3 of these a day because that's like pretty good value, right? It's like you're losing out in essentially 1 ticket, but that's a whole extra day's worth of resources, intel. So I've been doing this the whole time, just like I said I would, and it is proving to be effective because I'm pushing for 50, and a lot of other people are still in like the early 40s. So I like to think that I don't just make things up, that I kind of know what I'm talking about. What are we at? 400,000? I'm pretty sure we're gonna need more than that, because I got 2 new weapons to level, and then in addition to that, I got a level from 45 to 50 some other weapons. Oh, and then at 50 we have to break through units too. Oh, I forgot about that. That's cool because it's a good stat boost, but yeah, we're gonna have to level this weapon up to 50, which will cost. Doesn't even let me look. That's so rude. This is 300,000, so I would guess like 320,000 maybe. So I need at least 640. Oh gosh, yeah, I need a lot more. And then how much is it per? Before I click off that menu, how much is it per weapon from 45 to 50? Doesn't say again, but it's 100,000, so let's just say 140. Yeah, okay, gonna need a lot more of that. Good thing I unlocked the max rank here. Now, not everyone's going to have as many keys as I have, because I went and spent like, I don't know, $50 maybe total on all the different random stuff in the shop. So I wouldn't say I'm free to play, but I also definitely wouldn't say I'm in what other people consider a low spender. I found out that a low spender now is like in the hundreds of dollars range. Like when I was looking for what they call platoons to join, right? Some of the platoons were like, oh yeah, look, we're looking for low spenders, blah 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 blah, and they're like, so at minimum we want people to to segment 6 Kurokai, right? Or like whatever future character they're talking about. And I'm like, whoa, segment 6 low spender. I'm like, are we talking the same language here? And then I kept seeing that, right? Like people are like, oh yeah, I'm a low spender. I have, all these characters with multiple segments and multiple, what do you call it? Like signature weapons. Like people are like, oh yeah, I have V1 Sumi, V1 Macchiato. I plan on getting V2 this, V2. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, this is like low spender for a lot of people apparently is like hundreds of dollars range. So it's kind of a shock to me, but I guess in the gacha world, that's like not really that much because obviously whales are spending like several $1,000s per character that they want to segment max and weapon max. What is this? Oh, they want me to spend money. Who would have guessed? Wow, look at that value, 380% value. Let's buy it, guys. What are we getting here? Okay, exactly the same as all the other ones. So all these, almost every single one of these, like I said, I have to check before I just say stuff because one day I'm gonna regret just speaking offhand. Oh my gosh, which one is it under? Here. Almost every single one of these give you the equivalent of $1 tickets. So for example, this is $20. I should get 20 tickets, right? 16 plus 4, yeah, 20, right on the mark. Because 600 collapse pieces converts into 4 more tickets. So this is exactly 20 tickets. And then you get some other like random resources, which is fine. So let's say this is $26, so this will be, yep, same thing. Ironically, the thing I want the most out of here is this core, because I'm getting to the point now where I can't like just like blanket use cores on everybody's fixed keys. I have to start picking and choosing. What's this? This is new. Oh yeah, duh, because I just hit level 50. All right, free stuff. 3 more standard access tickets. But yeah, I bought some of the oh, they're not in here anymore. I guess a couple of them here are down. I bought like the $5 packs. I think the most I spent was like $15 on one of the packs, so but they come with keys and whatnot. Ooh. This is a maybe. This weapon skin is like so gaudy, but it's like kind of cool at the same time. Get this little like stiletto that sticks on the front. Yeah, I'll have to think about this. Like I said, it's so ugly, it's like kind of cool. Can I see like a preview of the weapon? Like not just... No, I guess not, huh? Oh well. Bet you I can see a preview of it in the... What is it? Public area? Weapon gallery, weapon index. Is it? No, it's... I'll get it right one of these days, guys. Fitting room. Spray paint can. Oh, but I can't see all the different parts on it at once. Oh well. Yeah, like I said, this is like it's so ugly. It's oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool little extra. They put WA 2000 on there for the Walther 2000. So kind of a cool weapon. So what do we got to do? We got to level up the weapon to 50. 300,000. Oof. But luckily we don't need like any fancy materials for it. Just taking a sip on my beverage here. We gotta put attachments on it. Yeah, she's like, ignore this CE. This is gonna change a lot. We gotta level her up. It's funny, I wasn't even really crazy about this character in GFL1. I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Ooh, I almost have enough. Yeah, we're gonna have to farm this though, because this is a pretty significant stat boost. 50 attack is pretty nice. So we're gonna need 5 per character. Ooh, we got a bunch of characters to do this too. That's gonna... because we want to do it Tasumi, Macchiato, Nemesis, Tololo. That's 4 of them. So that's 20. Yeah, I'm going to be in the mines for a while. That's okay. We got lots of keys stored up, though. Yeah, I was never really crazy about her in the first game, so, but... What was I doing? Attachments I'm gonna steal from the... Actually, I'm gonna put new attachments on her weapon here. So... let's just see where we're at with... Yeah, hers has got to get... Switch to this. Then we gotta level this up. Right, this will give us a good idea of how much more we need to. We definitely want to level Arcana up. This is one of the better weapons. All right, so I need 50,000 more. 40,000 if you want to be... 39,000 if you want to be exact. Does it tell me what the rates are? No. Ooh, 0 to 1. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. This might be longer. This might not all happen tonight. We might have to space this out. What did I say I need? 139,000. Let's just go ahead. We'll use a couple more keys here. Oh, you know what else I could do? I wrinkled up that brain of mine. I used 100% of my brain power. I could come to storeroom. Yeah, I knew I was saving these for a reason. Let's do 50 of these. This should give you what, 100,000? A lot of zeros at the end there, but 100,000. Oh, and then this, I forgot to open these. I'm a little interested to know what theater and what concert they're well, I guess concert, right? Just hire Vepley. But I don't know what theater they're going to. Hanging out in the yellow zone. They ain't nothing out, Heather. This is for blades. I don't need that. This is for submachine guns. I could use that, but I don't need it right now. I'll open those later. Oh, that's right. I never claimed my Papa Shah. That's right. It's really weird which characters they've decided to carry over from GFL1, because she was always kind of like, you know, in the background. She never really had like a main role in any of the story. So, you know, she was always walking around, you know, you'd see her chibi walking around the base, like, you know, forklifting things, but that's about it. So it's weird that like of all the characters are like, yeah, this character needs to be in GFL2. And then we are, oh yeah, we're way past. Yeah, let's get it. Well, I guess we could just grab these. I mean, I think technically Sardis Gold is the best one, but I'm doing really good on Sardis because I'm hoarding all my gold like a dragon. And I refuse to spend it because, like, you know, what if you need it, right? We definitely need analysis blueprints, so let's just go ahead and claim those. And then what are my choices here? Let me see. Let me think about this for like half a second. This is essentially This is essentially 50 intel worth of transcriptions, which is almost as if you bought, well, if you buy one set of intel a day with collapse pieces, that's 20 collapse pieces. Yeah, this is almost kind of like a no-brainer here. Oh, oh my god, I need to read. Guaranteed. So, okay, so you get these no matter what, and then it's like, which one of these do you want? Well, I need all of them right now, actually, because I'm really low on all of them. So, ooh, there is a difference. Let me think about this. Which one's more valuable? Because you get these in groups of 5 for 20 intel, but you don't need the same amount. Like, you need like 160 per character for this. We should only need 80 per character. So I think I actually grabbed this. Let me think about that. Because this is essentially as if you spent 80 intel to get these, but this is only giving you 50 intel worth. Yeah, I think that's... Do I need this many, though? Because the other question is, like, if you don't have characters that need this particular one to level up. You know what? I will in the future, so might as well just grab it. Okay, so we did all that. Alright, we're gonna do some... I'm gonna level up a couple more characters, but for about 2 minutes here, I have to take a quick break, and I gotta step away from the computer. So I will be right back. We're gonna shift it over to the be right back screen here. And, yeah. Just vibe to the music. Should make this this music my alarm clock in the morning. Okay, so let's go back to the game. So we hit the big 5-0. We're enhancing all our weapons. You saw the good weapons. This one. Do I enhance this one? So from the platoon system, if you guys haven't done this, get in on this. Shout out to GFC, cool bros. They've been making guides since the original GFL1. The server is kind of, I don't want to say abandoned, but there's just not much activity on the server. But shout out to them. They let me in their platoon. We're best buds. Yeah. Anyway, what I wanted to show you in the screen was you can come here to the shop and get exclusive items. The Sevrog, which is a submachine gun. This I'll probably be putting on Sumi just because stat boost. These abilities don't synergize really at all with her. I mean, the trait kind of does because she does apply the avalanche debuff and the frost debuff or whatever. Frost, frozen. They got it backwards. Whatever. One of the ice related debuffs. So she applies that in addition to avalanche. So she can actually get use out of the trait, but she won't get anything out of this. City Warden is the if I'm not mistaken, that's the mech robot that Papa Shah summons, so that's kind of unique to her. But anyway, the thing with these 5-star weapons is like can I see the stats on her? Whatever, I can't from this menu, but they have big stats, big monkey stats, so they usually just always outperform a 4-star weapon of the same, unless you want like a very specific trait. So, but we are only a couple days in, and I'm already like, we're getting there. We're not quite there, but you know, maybe like a week or so. So, and then this, yeah, this is not. It's gonna take so long to. It takes months, like literal, real life months to max her out. And from my understanding is that her eidolons aren't, or eidolons, Jesus Christ. Can you tell I play Honkai Star Rail? Her segments under fortifications here, they're nothing crazy. Let's see, let's work backwards here. It's not bad. And this one, oh man, so many words. Delicious drink, but oh, I'm not gonna. You expect me to read all that? They're nothing super crazy. They don't like make or break her, so you can take your time with getting these. Reduce in 1 turn. This one's pretty solid, I think. Yeah, I'll have to look into her. I haven't really looked into her much because, you know, right now I got like 6 different units. No, 8 or 9 units that I'm trying to level, so she's kind of at the back of the line, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna get that submachine gun, that Sevrog. So Sumi will be using that, so I'm probably not gonna level up this MP7 anymore. This MP7 that's disguised as a UMP45. Don't question it, it just looks cool. There, that's what it really looks like. But we're not gonna worry about leveling this up because we're probably gonna replace it in a week. It takes math. I'm doing math. 2 weeks. It'd be 2 weeks, but mostly Sumi doesn't really need it. She's there really for her ult, which does scale off of attack, so like you kind of want to level it, but not as important as some of the damage dealers. So we got that leveled. We got that leveled. We got this leveled. We got. Do I have any other 5-star weapons? No, I do not. But actually, maybe we do have enough to level one of these. No. Oops. Looking at the wrong menu here. I'm like, why do I have so many? There we go. It's only gonna give me about 20 attack. Is it worth it? What else do I have to do? We did Nemesis. Groza, I'm probably... Oh, I'm on the fence on this one. I could swap Grozas for this. I leveled this one? Really? Okay, well. Sometimes you just do things, you don't think about it. Alright, you know what? Let's just level it. We'll probably get another submachine gun user in the future anyway. There we go. I use Sumi in almost every team, so it's not really a bad investment. What are all these notifications that they want me to look at? Congratulations. We unlocked a new skin. We unlocked another new skin. We unlocked another new skin. Is that good? Are you finally happy? No, you're still not happy. We unlocked another new skin. Oh no. Calibrate. Oh, get out of here. These little... I know you can turn these off in the main menu, but like sometimes it's nice to have them on here. Otherwise you forget about stuff. So... yeah, I'm going to get to leveling her in the future. I got to look at what exactly she does. I know she summons a dude. And... not really sure other than that, so... yeah, she buffs her dude. Anyway, she's meant for the Gunsmoke front line, whatever they're calling it. What do you... oh, you want to complain about calibration too? Jesus Christ, game, come on. Spamming me with... oh my god, and now you... did you know? Did you know? Oh, that's actually kind of a cool background. And everyone I gotta let all my friends know that Papa Shah has joined. Look at this. They named it different. It says hello Papa Shah instead of Papa Shah dash joined. They're mixing it up on me. And then icons, right? Nobody cares about these. I mean, you start the game with the best icon, so like, you know, I don't understand why they unlock all these other ones. It's just kind of weird. Okay, did all that, did this. Now we got more exclamation points. What do you want? Look at this. I did a ton of searches because I needed experience. What's this one for? I did Commander level 50. They only give you 10 for that? Come on, man. Then elite weapons. Cool beans. All right, we've gotten rid of the plague of the exclamation points, so we can finally get back to doing what I wanted to do, which was... let's just throw some crap attachments on here real quick. Whatever, just put the ones from the other gun on there. They're not even calibrated, which is why I need to go through these. I was kind of waiting, like for example, I have some of them waiting in the wings here, like this one here, that actually is pretty good, but I gotta actually calibrate them. But I want to get to the testing part because I know you guys are already... does this matter? Yeah, I'm already bored of watching me just level stuff up. Okay. Here we go. It's got stuff on there. Same thing with... where is Tolo? Gold Melody. This one's actually got some decent attachments. Waiting for it. This one kind of whack. I don't know why I have so much defense on that, but... There we go. This one really... Wow, how does it have so much attack boost? I don't remember rolling that good on it, but I guess I did. Okay, we're cracked and we're jacked now. 7,400. That'll be good for testing. All right, so the only thing I can think of, so this was kind of the issue, was I couldn't really think of any missions that were tough enough that were worth testing against. Like, for example, hard mode 5 is only level 45 and they only have a couple thousand HP. So I think actually the toughest fights are, like, stat check wise, are like the targeted studies here. I need to, so I want to test a couple different things. Well, let me challenge it without... No, it wants me to refill intel. Was this one tough? No, this one was kind of not tough either. This guy didn't have a ton of HP. And then these were just random mobs. They weren't even like bosses. Nope, these were just mirror match. This was, they don't actually attack you back. They don't even have a lot of HP, I don't think, either. What can we test on? Let's do... I've been slacking on my peak value because I've been busy in real life, and I'm still on... this was from 2 weeks ago. This is when I was level 30, and these guys were like 10 to 15 levels above me. I might have even been level 25 at the time. And I'm just like, yeah, this is just taking too long. But now I'm actually 10 levels above them, so we would just blow through that. But I don't feel like doing those missions because they do take a decent amount of time. But if I was like keeping on track of it, I think I would be fighting like level 55 or 60 enemies at this point. So, you know what? I think we just have to bite the bullet, and we're just gonna. We'll just use another key here. It's not the end of the world. We'll just hop into this fight real quick. Because at least he has a lot of HP. Yeah, 74,000. Yeah, that's a good chunk. So we need to test a couple things. We need to test Macchiato. So let's have her hop in for that. What else do we need to test? I think we can swap that. So I want Sumi, I want Macchiato because they have synergy between them. This is a good question. Does this guy have anything that makes him immune to the frost debuffs? No, I don't think so. Oh, no, wait, he does. Okay. So he actually is immune to frigid, and because you're immune to frigid, I would imagine that means you're immune to frozen, right? Because we need 2 stacks of frigid to make frozen. Actually, we're gonna test that because I'm not sure. Right? Let's find out. Oh, I can put a 5th character in. I don't know. Do I need to test with somebody else from a different lineup? This is, you know, we're gonna do, this is like a not weak unit. Yeah, okay. Just for total lols. We need another water element. So here's the interesting thing. So Macchiato has that fixed key. I don't have it currently equipped on her, but there's that one that essentially it takes the highest HP enemy on the field, which would be a boss, and it makes them immune to frozen and frigid, but essentially it lets her do her passive, right? Like normally her passive is if they're frozen, you do 20% more damage to them. If they're frigid, you do 30% more. What the key does is it makes it so they're immune to frozen and frigid, but as long as you're doing, I don't know, whatever. I think it's just as long as you're doing freeze damage, you're doing 20 and 30% more freeze damage. So it's essentially meant for bosses that are already immune to these, and you just like whatever. It's like if they're already immune, then you know they can't be immune twice. So, but here's the question: because this game has terrible naming, Frozen is the one you need to stack twice to make Frigid, right? So it says on his thing here that he is immune to Frigid. But does that mean he's immune to the Frozen? We're going to find out right now by let's just whatever. Walk up, put that on him. We're going to find out. So he is not immune to Avalanche, so that is a freeze debuff. He still takes the freeze weakness. He needs to stay on one of these tiles, but that's fine. He should walk over here. In fact, I'll just put somebody... Oh, she can't make it around. Doesn't matter too much. Well, this is another thing I wanted to test. The way that they made it sound in the ability, if you click Frost Barrier here, where was the description? Yeah, here we go. Shields do not stack, but they can overlap. And then this is the part that's a little confusing. When the most recently applied shield expires or takes more damage than the previous ones, they overlap. Okay, well, what does that mean? I mean, I think what they're trying to say is that the biggest shield is the number you get, right? But the way they phrase it here, the most recently applied shield expires or takes more damage than the previous ones. That almost makes it feel like the one goes away, and I don't know. It's just not worded very well, but I think I understand what they're trying to say. So, for example, Sumi's shield is way bigger, right? Like, it's 1345 here. Hers doesn't generate that much. In fact, we'll see if it'll show us. No, it doesn't. Sumi's is just, like, completely overriding it. The other interesting thing I noticed was that the her interception attacks from Alert are freeze damage. That's kind of interesting because most counter attacks or follow-up attacks are not any element. Most of them are just physical. So it's kind of interesting that hers are specifically freeze damage. So building the Frost set for her weapon attachments is actually like a really good choice because the only time it would not be used is if you need to use professional tactics here to generate confectants. This is the only one of her skills that's not doing physical damage, right? Because most of the time you're going to spam cold precision shot, and this one is freeze damage, and then this, alert, which then gives you interception. Interception is freeze damage as well. So the vast majority of her damage is freeze damage. I mean, I'm still going to use words. Face Strike. I'm still going to use Face Strike because Face Strike is like, it can be transferred between characters really easily. So anyway, so this guy, he did not get a stack of, he did get a stack of Avalanche, but he doesn't get a stack of whatever. Let's just end. We'll get to this later. We'll test the water element here. Slow this down here. So he's obviously trying to attack someone, which is what's triggering all these follow-ups, or counterattacks, I should say. And he's gonna walk over here. No, not that square. Anywhere square but that one. So I saw a couple of immunes there, but it didn't mention what he was immune to. I'm guessing it was the frigid tiles, or I'm sorry, the frozen tiles. Because he still doesn't have any stacks of frigid or frozen on him. I really wanted him to stand right here. It's really obnoxious that he just went to the one tile that didn't have the frost. Can rewind? Let's just test real quick. Why does she have fervor? This just must be something he does every turn. Like, it's weird that they have it at the start of the battle, but... Oh, that's right, she can't stand on this tile. So let's... Well, we know where he's going to walk to, so now we can just easily just blanket this whole area. I just want to test to see if he ends his movement on a freeze tile, does he actually take a stack of frigid? Or because... Oh my god. Does he take a stack of frozen? Because if he's immune to frigid, is he also immune to frozen? Don't even know why I'm moving. So again, he's about to throw something at somebody, so we're triggering all these follow-ups. Or counterattacks, I should say. Yeah, so shows totally immune there. So I'm guessing because he's immune to frigid, that means he's immune to the frozen stacks as well. So this would be a case you'd want to use that that fixed key. Yeah, avalanche. Oh, no, I lied. So he's not immune to frozen. He's just immune to frigid. Well, that makes it a little more interesting because essentially now when you use the fixed key, you're only getting the second half, right? The first half would always the first half is not like it's always in play. So it's like, do you really trade the fixed key just for this second part here? Because one of her other abilities I think has to trigger based off if they have stacks of frigid. I'm sorry, stacks of frozen. God, I hate that terminology. Something else. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. So, all right. So because he's frozen, or he has a stack of frozen, we should be ignoring 4 stability worth. This doesn't seem like it's ignoring 4 stability worth. Like, it's gonna crack him because he's weak to frost damage, and this does 1 stability. This doesn't add up. So it does 1 stability base. Because he's phase weakness to it, and we're exploiting it, it should do 3 stability. Okay, so that's another. This is why you test things. You don't just read what it says, because the way this is worded, once again, it says you ignore 4 points of stability. It doesn't say you do an extra 4 points of stability. For example, Nemesis, which I don't have in the field here, Nemesis on the weapon trait of hers, that one ignores it. It doesn't do extra stability. So if you get them to 1 stability, like let's say they're at 5 and you do an attack that has 4 stability, her weapon trait will act as if they have 0 stability, and it will like do the full amount of damage, but they won't actually take the extra stability damage. But this appears to be actually doing extra stability damage, right? Because normally this should only do 1, and because I'm exploiting phase weakness, it should do 3, but it's doing 7. And that's because he has a stack of frozen on him, which does an extra 4 from her passive here, ignoring 4 points of stability index. But once again, it's not actually ignoring 4, it's doing extra 4. And we can kind of verify this too, because even her... Is there anything that does less than 1? Not really. Well, yeah, here we go, because this one's not frost damage, right? So this one is just pure two flat, but then you get the 4 because he's got a stack of frozen on him, so it's doing 6 total. Interesting. So we'll do it real quick. Yeah, 3,000. I think that's the right amount. I'd have to double check the math on that, but she did crit, so she's doing 1.5 times damage essentially. And then it did, so 160, 1.5 of that would be 240-ish. Yeah, that's about right. That's about how much damage it should have done without plugging it into the actual damage formula to check. But okay, so that's weird. Bosses that are immune, bosses that are immune to frigid are not immune to frozen. So Sumi can still give them a ice weakness, which is important for a couple of her traits. I want to say it's actually either a fixed key or something else, which I don't have equipped. All right, let's cancel this. These don't take intel, by the way, if you don't complete them. See, we're still at 90 intel. No, wasn't this. So this increases how much stability it ignores, which once again, it actually doesn't ignore it. It actually does extra stability damage. I'm going to test that again on a different mob and see if that holds up to be true. That's like way better. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. It's just I feel bad because they're not describing it correctly. Unless I'm missing something totally. Like I'm like maybe it's going right over my head. Maybe I'm like staring right at the answer, and I'm gonna watch this video again later, and I'm like, oh yeah, dummy, it says right there. Because her weapon trait does not ignore stability either, so. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little research on that. Double check everything we just found. But yeah, interesting. Is that a Glock? This is how you know. This is how you know that GFL players are built different, as the kids say. Everyone else would be like, "Ooh, look at this, pretty character. Ooh, wow, real cute character." GFL players are like, yo, is that a Glock? Is that a Glock? It looks like a Glock. Of course, it would be a Glock. I mean, she is using a Walther, so it only makes sense that she uses an Austrian pistol. I don't have anything against the Glocks, they're just butt ugly. But then again, that also matches because this particular Walther, not this cool sci-fi version of it, but this version of the Walther is fucking hideous. I don't care what anyone says, this thing is fucking hideous. So yeah, we found out some interesting stuff. This is not actually ignores, this is actually does extra, which is way better. Well, that's what I was gonna check. I was gonna check. There was a key that also triggered off of if they have freeze weakness or like phase weakness. Lone Wolf. This is the one that applies frozen. So this one would actually work versus bosses too. Yeah, this would work versus bosses as well because, like that last boss, for example, was not immune to God. These words. Oh, I'm gonna drive me crazy. He's immune to frigid, but he's not immune to frozen. So he could get hit with this ability, which would give him 1 stack of frozen, which would proc her passive, but it wouldn't stack twice and then turn it into frigid, because frigid is the one that prevents them from moving. I know the words, they make no sense, but hey, maybe they'll change it one day and I'll stop going crazy. So this one's no. This is the key I was talking about, that it makes them immune to frozen and frigid, but you get a 20%. Okay, here we go. So this is the one. If phase exploit or phase weakness is exploited, you increase it to 30. So, but this key seems to me to be losing more and more value, because if they're immune, So that last boss, for example, is immune to frigid. You'd still be getting the 20%. So all you're missing out, you're giving up a fixed key just to do 10% if you match the phase weakness, which then pretty much means that you have to bring Sumi, which, you know, you probably would. But to me, I'd rather just bring like this key that just gives you 10% more. This, I could see why you wouldn't want to use this versus bosses, because it doesn't really do anything, because you got to kill the target. You'd probably just take this one, right? You'd take Lone Wolf, 3 points of index at the beginning of battle, and then 10%. I don't see a world. You could also take this one versus bosses that. This one doesn't specify whether it has to be ally or enemy freeze tiles. So you could use this with Sumi to just constantly cleanse yourself, right? Just stand on one of Sumi's frost tiles and just cleanse yourself. So yeah, this one's losing more and more value by the minute for me, because you're always going to be able to, unless there's bosses that are immune to both of the status effects. Maybe I just picked like one really bad example and I'm like thinking way too much into it. Because the other big thing is you really want to get this extra defense ignore slash, it's not defense ignore, it's defense reduction. Because shredding, most of the bosses in the game, like, they have huge amounts of stability and they take very little damage until you break that stability. So by using that key, not only are you're cheating yourself out of the ability to apply these debuffs, which kind of don't matter, you're actually cheating yourself out of the extra defense or stability shred. That's a bigger deal. It's like, yeah, you could maybe get the extra 10% damage easier, because if they are immune to frigid, you'll never get this 30%. You'll only ever get the 20%. So it's like you get more 10% more damage, but like I don't know if that really outweighs doing 4 extra points of stability with every one of your attacks, including your counterattacks, I would imagine. Oh, that was something I wanted to test, was the counterattacks. Let's hop back in there real quick. Oop, wrong one. It was this mission. It was this mission. Sure, phase strike. Yes, that formation's fine. I had to think about that for a second. I don't know, right? I took a Sabrina last time. I don't know if I'll have a chance to. Water elements are good with Tolo though. That's why I was gonna test that, but we might be getting into too many different things to test at once. So let's just go ahead and put her up here like this. And we'll put the frost debuff on both these guys. I guess technically they have to end their movement in it to get the. Yeah, that's gonna make this a little harder to test, but not too much harder. For those of you who didn't know, the reason why Water Element is good with Tolo is because she gets a stacking buff that she puts on herself whenever someone does whenever somebody does water damage. Ow, that was rude. I think is it this one? Yeah. Whenever an allied unit does hydro damage, so Colfane and Sabrina can be contributing to her stacks, and she can generate a lot of stacks real quick. Let's go ahead and just heal you. Okay, so it's gonna be hard to test for this guy because he only got 1 stability. He's gonna crack immediately. Like, once again, if we were to look, now it's not doing it. Am I crazy? He's frozen. Maybe this is what I was looking at earlier and I didn't even realize that Sumi was doing a support action the whole time. Because once again, we're 1 stability damage, matching phase weakness. It should do 3. So that should be 7. So the fact that Sumi is doing... Here, we can test it this way, right? What if we get Sumi out of range? Yeah, now it's only doing 3 like it's supposed to. Last time it was doing a whole bunch more. Maybe... Oh my gosh, see? This is what happens when you don't pay attention. Maybe Sumi was like doing the support attack the whole time and I wasn't looking. Unless if it goes below that threshold, it breaks. Let's see. So if we do this, he'll be at 5. Oh. I don't know, man. Come over here. Go kill this dude. So once again, it should only do 3. Okay, so it is. Well then. Well then. Am I forgetting something? Am I going crazy? He's got Frozen on him. So I should be ignoring 4. How much damage did we do last time? We did 3,000, right? That time it didn't even ignore it. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to find out what's going on here. Because it didn't even ignore the 80% stability reduction. Oh, I wonder if last time it triggered Avalanche at the same time? Oh, man, I have to go rewatch the video now. But yeah, so that one actually should have... It should have done more than 800. I think that's what it just did there. Right, if I rewind it. We can just stand where we're at. Actually, it doesn't really have to move, but... So, this should do 3 stability damage, because, once again, 1 stability damage plus phase weakness is 3, but because he has a Frozen debuff on him, the Frozen debuff, specifically the one that's literally called Freeze, or Frozen, she should be ignoring 4 stability. So, even though he's only going down to 2, this should be doing full damage, but instead, it only is doing 800 damage. Which is not right. We can verify this because if we crack stability with, like, I don't know, this ability. So now this will do a phase collapse. So this will not get the damage reduction. Is it still going to do 800? Huh. What is going on here? Was I not paying attention? Did he somehow get... Oh, that's why. Because when the water tiles went down, it got rid of the freeze. Do we have anybody else I can act this with this turn? No, I didn't. Yeah. Okay, so I just jacked up this whole thing. Because he's not... Now he's not weak. Okay, well, whatever. The experiment is a disaster. We're going to do one more little quick test here. Because I can tell this is going to be complicated. I'm going to have to spend a decent amount of time checking this over. This is not something I should have just done at will. I kind of knew that going into this, but yeah, let's do this. Yeah, because he's gonna walk to here. I'm just gonna dump a bunch of attacks into him just to get his stability real low, so that next turn I can test it easier. That'll actually do way too much. Why is that doing so much? Is someone doing a support action? No. So this is 4, and then I'm exploiting 2, so this should be 8. Why is it showing? Oh, I know, avalanche stuff. Because that'll be the last stack of avalanche. It won't be, but the game. All right, let's do it and find out what happens here. Let's do it in slow-mo. I have no idea why he's taking 7 extra stability damage from this. So there's that. So he's got 8 left. What's doing the last 8? Okay, so the game just like lied to me. Just like gaslit me into thinking like, oh yeah, bro, that's gonna go to 0. All right. Oh god. I don't know if I've discovered a bug or if I have no idea what's going on. All right, so his so that's another thing that's really annoying about her skill. I know you guys watch me place it. It showed this tile as being covered up, these 2 here, as being covered up with frost tiles, but that's not true. Right? These ones get hit with damage from the ability, but they don't get frost tiles on them. Instead, the corners get frost tiles, which don't show up in the ability. So that's whatever. I know, for example, now that he's stability broken, when I hit him with this, it should be like 3,000, what, 200 damage? 300 damage? Yeah, 3,200 damage. Okay. So I wasn't crazy about that either. Yeah, we actually did a little too much damage in the previous turn to his stability. Let's rewind to right about here. 15. This will be 3, 6. Let's go to here. This is 10. We'll just end. Because this is what's gonna happen. Sumi and Macchiato are gonna do double counterattacks. Okay, once again, he has frozen. We should be ignoring force stability, so this should break him. It's not. So this is just not working at all. Because Sumi's gonna do counterattack or whatever, a support attack. Okay, we'll do it in slow motion to test it. Do I have to be like standing on a frost tile? Will this make the game happy if I do it this way? No. So Sumi will do her support attack, which should lower it by 3? 4. Then this should break it, but it doesn't. Because it does... It does 1 base, and he's frost weakness, so it should do 3, but it's not even doing 3. what is going on here? Because he didn't use his fervor yet, right? Oh, but it's always on. That's right on this fight. Oh my god. Of course I picked this fight. But either way, this actually shouldn't matter because even though I'm not breaking him, right? I should be, as per her passive, the game claims that I should be ignoring 4 points of stability because he's frozen. And he is. He has frozen debuff. So I should be ignoring, even though he's only going to go down to 1 stability when I do this, like, I should be ignoring 4 points of stability and doing full damage. Unless his passive overrides all this. Yeah, see, instead of doing 1200 there, I should have been doing 3200. Like I said, unless his fireproof paint, unless this is just takes precedence, and like even though I'm ignoring, quote, ignoring 4 points of stability, he still gets this. Oh man, that's a nightmare to try and figure out what's going on here. Jesus. We're leaving. I'm sorry, guys. I can't handle this right now. Wanted to do a relaxing Saturday night stream where I just kind of like threw some stuff at the wall and see what stick, but well then. Well then, so we did hit 50. That was cool. I power leveled some of my units. That was cool. And then the second half of this stream has just been a complete disaster. So thank you for watching this in the future. I'm sorry I wasted your time. I wasted my own time, if it makes you feel any better. Because now I'm going to have to waste even more time to try and figure out what the heck is going on with these interactions. Maybe I can recruit some people in the theory crafting channel or something to get to the bottom of this. So but maybe when I watch this video on like repeat, I will know, or like the replay of this video, I will know what I did wrong. I'll be like, oh yeah, duh, so obvious now. But right this very second, I have no clue why it's being so janky. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Maybe, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to stream in the next couple days. I wanted to do the guide. It's looking like that's further and further out of reach now. So we're just going to have to play the next couple days by ear. So anyway, thanks to everyone who watches this video in the future. And I will catch you guys in the next one. So we're going to vibe to the music here as we end the stream.